Procrastination is not just about laziness. It's about fear. It's about self-doubt. It's about pressure. It's about the quiet war happening inside your head that nobody sees. It's about the mental back and forth between wanting to be great and being terrified of what it would mean to try and not succeed. Procrastination sounds soft, but it's one of the most dangerous psychological traps you'll ever find yourself in. It doesn't raise its voice. It doesn't slam your opportunities shut all at once. It just whispers, "Do it later," until later becomes never. And that's the tragedy of so many lives, today consumed by delay, buried in excuses, locked in cycles of pause, until one day they wake up and realize that time didn't wait. Dreams didn't wait. And now, they either face the pain of discipline or the bitterness of regret. Because here's the truth. Most people don't fail because they don't have talent or opportunity. They fail because they never get started. They delay. They hesitate. They overthink. They wait to feel ready. They wait for the perfect time. They over-prepare, over-plan, and under-execute. And over time, that delay becomes regret. That hesitation becomes identity. That indecision becomes a lifestyle. Until you're not just procrastinating on projects, you're procrastinating on your entire future. You're not just putting off the work, you're pushing back your own breakthrough. You're not just skipping one step, you're postponing your destiny. But it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to live your life in the shadows of your own intentions. You don't have to constantly explain to yourself why you haven't started, finished, or kept your word. You can break this. Not in some dramatic moment. Not with another planner, productivity app, or magical burst of motivation. You break the cycle with a new code, a new contract with yourself. A new standard, not flashy. Just firm, not trendy, just true. So here it is. 10 rules to overcome procrastination. Not tricks, not hacks. Rules, standards, mental anchors, guiding truths that will pull you up and out from the cycle you've been trapped in. Rule number 1, stop waiting to feel ready. Here's the trap. We think readiness is an emotion. It's not. You think you'll wake up one day and the doubt will be gone. The pressure will be lower, and the confidence will just magically arrive. But real readiness doesn't show up first. It shows up second. It's what you earn after you've taken action. It's a product of movement. Want to be ready? Start moving. Want to be brave? Take a step. Readiness isn't a requirement. It's a reward. And the longer you wait for it, the more chances pass you by. Progress is never made in perfect timing. It's made while you're scared. While you're tired, while you're unsure, while your heart is pounding, progress is made. In the moments when you don't feel ready but act like you are anyway. Start scared. Start uncertain. Start confused. Start before you think you deserve to start. Start because your future can't afford for you not to. Rule number 2. Do it before you have time. I don't have time is the prettiest lie procrastination tells. But if we're honest, you have time, just not ownership. Because time is never really found. It's claimed. You don't find time the way you find spare change. You make it by deciding what matters and cutting space for it in your life. You don't need more time. You need better priorities. If it matters, it gets time. If it's just a fantasy, it gets postponed again. The most empowering thing you can do is stop seeking time and start spending it wisely. You don't need 10 hours. You need 10 minutes claimed, protected, repeated, until your dream no longer fits into the margin of your life but becomes part of your main story. Make it sacred. Make it non-negotiable. Your future doesn't start when you're less busy. It starts when you label today's excuses for what they really are, distractions. Decide now that you don't wait for time, you lead it. Rule number 3, start small. Focus narrow. You don't have a motivation problem. That's a myth we love to tell ourselves. You have a focus problem. When your attention is pulled in 10 different directions, your energy fragments, your clarity erodes. Potential becomes pressure, and pressure becomes panic. Because when everything matters, nothing moves. That's when you freeze. Overwhelm is paralyzing, so simplify. Zoom in. Your dream might be big, But big dreams die from being tackled all at once. Start tiny. Build traction by doing something your brain cannot reject. Instead of saying, I need to write a book, say, I'll write 100 words. Instead of launch my business, say one product description. Aim small and win the inch. The inch creates momentum. The inch makes growth feel real. The inch multiplies. Focus small, win narrow. Do it again. Rule number 4. Kill the fantasy of perfect conditions. Let your dream be messy. Let your draft be broken. Let your first version be ugly. Because what's worse than imperfection? Inaction. You think you need clarity. What you really need is to kill the idea that your best work has to be born in perfect conditions. The lighting won't always be right. Your calendar won't always be clear. Your mind and body won't always feel in sync. Life is not a studio setup. Life is raw. Meaningful progress happens in real-time environments, with interruptions, distractions, tension, and fatigue. Stop waiting for the world to give you a stage build at your kitchen table if you have to. Make it raw, make it loud, make it real. Perfection paralyzes, but motion, even chaotic motion, liberates. Rule number 5. Your future deserves a deadline. Dreams without deadlines become burdens. You start resenting your own potential. It's not because you're tired, it's because you're carrying something you never commit to finishing. You can dream forever. You can journal it, vision board it, pray over it, and keep rewriting the plan. But until you say, this will be done by this day, nothing shifts. Your brain won't take you seriously until you make the goal real. Time makes it real. Time gives your future shape. You need the discomfort of a ticking clock, the solid boundary that pushes you out of fantasy and into contraction, action, pressure, commitment. Deadlines aren't just external tools. They're internal declarations. They say this, I'm done waiting, let's go. Rule number 6, equal effort, no matter the mood. Every time you only work when you feel like it, you teach your brain that mood determines movement. That is a lie. Truly committed people, the ones who finish, build, and grow, are not emotionally driven. They're anchored to a deeper standard. They've built a habit of not consulting their feelings for permission to lead. If you train yourself to wait until you're inspired, you'll be idle for weeks. If you train yourself to work in low energy and still give 100% of what you do have, magic happens. The work might be slower, clumsier, but it still gets done. That's what matters. Do it happy. Do it tired. Do it when it's fun. Do it when it's excruciatingly dull. Match your output to your standard, not your feelings. That's freedom. Rule number 7. Make your standards louder than your excuses. Excuses are loud and they always sound justified. They wear good disguises: stress, schedules, perfectionism, responsibilities, rest. And you can romanticize those excuses for years. But one day, you'll wake up and realize your excuses were just louder than your standards. Raise your standards. Tell yourself no, not in shame, but in leadership. Learn to say, I finish what I start. I don't ghost my own goals. I don't delay what I care deeply about. I no longer listen to the voice that says, it's fine if you skip again. Build your identity through repetition of standard, not through reaction to circumstance. Show up for the hardest part of the work often enough, and suddenly, your brain will expect action, not avoidance. Rule number 8, give your attention a home. Your productivity will always reflect the purity of your focus. In the age of digital noise, your mind is overloaded with tabs, beeps, interruptions, and windows on top of windows of split attention, and it's killing your ability to finish. You don't need willpower. You need context. When your brain recognizes a space as sacred for a task, it rises to meet you there. Create that space. Whatever you're working on, build a place for it. A corner, a routine. A window of 2 hours where everyone knows this is sacred focus time. And during that window, don't negotiate with distraction. Phone off, socials gone, notifications dead. Give your work your full presence, and your procrastination will have nowhere left to hide. Rule number 9, measure momentum, not perfection. The done is better than the dazzling. The forward is greater than the flawless. Stop judging your progress by how polished you look. Start judging it by how much you're moving. Did you work on the thing you kept putting off? Even a little? That's momentum. Track your streaks. Reward your reps. Teach your brain that you're not a perfectionist, you're a finisher. Finishing unfinished things is now part of your identity. You don't disappear when it gets hard. You break it down. You chip away. You build while messy. And you measure your progress in motion, not optics. That's how you beat the perfection loop for good. Rule number 10. Build pressure that serves you, not cripples you. You're not fragile. You're built for challenge. But you need to learn to separate harmful pressure from helpful pressure. Fear-driven pressure screams, "Don't fail, or you'll be worthless." But purpose-driven pressure whispers, "Let's go, this matters." Stay locked in. Pressure isn't the enemy misaligned. Pressure is. Train your nervous system to perform under vision, not threat. Get grounded in why you care. Remind yourself of what's at stake if you delay again. Say it loud. If I stop now, I have to reclimb this hill later. But if I finish this, I change my story, maybe even my life. That kind of pressure wakes up something sacred in you. Final words. Procrastination is not cured. It's replaced. It's rewritten. It's dismantled through small, quiet, uncomfortable decisions made consistently. Every time you show up earlier than your fear, act before speaking, move before overthinking, deliver before doubting, you rewrite your wiring. You reclaim connection to your discipline. You start living like the person you said you were becoming. You don't need easy. You need full effort. You don't need another strategy. You need follow-through. You don't need to be perfect. You need to stay in the game long enough for momentum to do its job. These 10 rules aren't motivational fluff. They are your new mindset, your new code, your identity upgrade. Show up for them. Live by them. Build your life one focused, fearless action at a time. And don't just win the morning. Win the minute in front of you. Own it. Fully. Repeatedly. No matter how you feel. Because that's how procrastination finally dies. Not with a bang, but with your quiet, unshakable consistency. Now get to work.